Well guys, I just finished up filming a video about a drop shot and how to fish a drop shot on the edge of the grass. But I switched up to a shaky head and started catching bigger ones. So let's talk about fishing a shaky head. So like I said, I just finished a video. I was dragging a drop shot, and I'll leave the link right up here somewhere. But they're really biting light, so I got to pay really close attention. But I switched up to a shaky head. We got post-frontal conditions 2 days after a cold front came through. The bass are starting to turn back on, starting to move up and feed a little bit, getting ready for spawn down here in North Florida. And but they're still not willing to bite, aggressive baits. So I switched over to a shaky head, dragging it out a little bit further on a little drop or something that's out there, and getting bit almost every cast. This one doesn't feel as big, and there's some big fish down here. I don't know, he might be. So I'm gonna talk about how, after I get this little fish in, I'm gonna talk about how what I've got set up and how I'm fishing it. He ain't bad. He ain't bad at all. Oh, he came off. Man, I need to sharpen that hook or something. I don't know. I don't really like these shaky heads, but it's only 1/8 ounce shaky head I got. All right, so what I am fishing right now is I'm fishing a little green pumpkin magic trick worm. One of my favorite colors when it's sunny, when I don't want to move the bait that much. That little bit of, and when I'm fishing shallow, that little bit of glitter in that worm tends to really attract them a whole lot better. It's one of my, like I said, it's one of my favorite colors. Fishing on an 1/8 ounce shaky head, 8-pound test fluorocarbon line. It's a leader tied with an FG knot, 20-pound braided line on the spinning reel. This is a 7-to-1 medium light action rod. I like a medium light action rod for light shaky heads, drop shots, mojo rigs, that kind of stuff. And that's exactly what I bought this 7-to-1 for, is a shaky head, and then the worm. So these fish are fairly lethargic. Well, I wouldn't say lethargic, they're just not willing to open their mouth and chase something. Right now they're biting things sitting still. So they don't want something moving, but I still want to have the attractant of something to get their attention. So if this watercolor was a little bit dingier, I'd dip the tail in Chartreuse JJ's Magic. Right now I just have it dipped in the clear just to get them to hold on to it. And the bites are very, very subtle, but I'm not shaking it like you normally would a shaky head. I'm casting it out to the edge of that grass line. I'm bringing it out of the grass, and these bigger bass seem to be 1 foot, 2 foot, maybe 3 foot cruising, 3 foot out, cruising up and down this grass line. So I'm throwing it out to the edge of that grass line. I'm letting it sink into the grass, or on the, till it gets hung up in the grass, and I drag it out until I stop feeling grass. And then I drag it another foot, and I let it sit there, keeping the line in a semi-slack line. The wind's blowing a little bit, so it's blowing my fluorocarbon out this way, but I'm still keeping my line semi-slack so I can feel even the most subtle bites. It's why a good rod is important for this. A fiberglass rod, one of those stinking ugly sticks, would never be good for this rod, for this technique, because you wouldn't be able to feel the subtle bites. See what I did right there? When you get it hung in the grass, or get some grass hung on it and you're dragging the grass with it, I don't like that. So what you do is you drop it to a slack line and you just pop it on that slack line, and it gets the grass off of the jig head a lot of times. And I'm literally not doing anything. I'm just letting it sit. So the way I'm rigging this, a lot of people will do it like you do an extra wide gap, poke it all the way through and then T-expose it or whatever. That bends the worm up. It just kills the action of that worm. What you do with a shaky head like this, I lay the hook along the side of the worm. I put my finger right on the back end of that hook, right where that hook's going to go in that worm, and I take the tip to that point, stick it part of the way in the worm, and then I actually just pull the worm down and push the hook in while I'm doing it. And that's all it is. And that hook tip is literally right there. All right, I want you guys to notice what I did. With the shaky head, I always set the hook directly over my head. I get more positive hook sets that way when I do that. But, and hammer it home. Set it really hard. And if it's a big one, then loosen off your drag after you set the hook. You run the risk of breaking off, but I'd rather get a good positive hook set, or have that, you know, have a greater chance of getting a good positive hook set. Let me get this little guy in. Not too bad. Let's see if I can catch one of the big ones. He's been caught before. Little ones have moved in, huh? All right, so I don't know what brand of shaky head this is. That hook sucks. I don't buy crap. When I bought this, I must have thought it was good. Oh well. It is what it is. I need to go find a lighter shaky head. I don't have any, I guess. But it's one of those things. I've lost 4 fish because of that hook. Kind of a little bit of frustrating, but not too bad. I hope you guys learned something from this video though. But I sure do. Like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out on the water. Go out and catch some fish. Have a great day. We'll see you.